The typical home buyer in the US pays about 2% off of the list price, which is the biggest discount we've seen in the last 2 years. That's for all of the United States. We're going to dive into that, plus a few other key things that we need to keep eye on as we go forward in the real estate market. And then we're going to dive into what that actually means for the San Diego real estate market and where we are. Because when you're looking at national numbers, when you're looking at numbers that are going on locally, it's quite different. So we're going to dive into all of that right now. As always, I'm Chris Erickson. If you are looking to make a move, you want to start that conversation, all of our contact info is right below. We also have this brand new buyer's guide, give you all the information you need to know about buying a home right here in San Diego. So get that free download, but let's jump into it right now. So here's the article from Redfin News. We just went over the title right there. Typical home buyer pays roughly 2% less than the list price, the biggest discount in 2 years. Now they're going over a few different numbers as well. And they're saying that today's average home listing is selling for under its asking price, which is true right here in San Diego, but how much is a little bit different than this number right here. And it's taking a long time to sell. Now, not necessarily a long time, but longer than the past few years. So while this is not ideal for sellers, it's good news for home buyers who have been grappling with high housing costs and a shortage of inventory. Redfin data as of January shows that nationwide buyers have more room for negotiation than they have in several years, which is also true and something that we have been seeing right here in San Diego. Less competition means buyers have a little bit more wiggle room. We haven't seen necessarily prices coming down, but we have seen a softening in the market as a whole. So the first point here, this typical US home is selling for 1.8% less than its asking price, the biggest discount in nearly 2 years. As we're looking at the chart right here, this is all of the United States. And we could dive into here. Right here is January of 2025. Haven't seen that since January of 2023. And we did have these anomalous years where we did see prices go well above list price. Now in San Diego, you could see this topped out nationwide, probably about 103%. That's well over list price. That is not what we usually see. Here's what we usually see, where we start in the beginning of the year. We kind of peak up towards the middle, the buying season. We're going to see more buyers out there. That's when you do see prices rise a little more competition, and then typically go down towards the end of the year. Another rise, another fall. 2020 was kind of weird. That was the same pattern as we were going here. It was just a much higher rise and much higher fall. Now in San Diego, during this time, before we saw this big drop off right here, home prices actually went well above this 104, nope, 105, no, it went almost up to 106% of list price. That's the times when you were seeing, yet prices were going crazy. That's when we're getting minimum 5, 10, 15, 20 offers. Now it's still going house to house. It's still really dependent on what we're seeing, what specific homes are on the market, what specific neighborhoods, but where are we in San Diego? So here is the average sale to list ratio in San Diego County, and we're above 2023. We're a little bit below 2024, sitting right in the middle here. Here's that time in 2022. We peaked out at nearly 106%. So yes, we're not at that point anymore. When this number goes up significantly, well above that 100%, that basically means there's enough buyers out there to keep driving the price. One buyer comes in, offers 15,000 above list, the next one 30,000, 40,000, etc. And it keeps going up until somebody does have that winning bid. Now it takes a lot of competition. This is when interest rates were a lot lower, so the cost of money was a lot less, meaning you could offer another $10,000 or $20,000 and it didn't add a significant increase to your bottom line, to your actual mortgage. When interest rates are closer to that 7%, as we see down here, it does add a significant amount to your mortgage. And since 2022, prices are much higher from there as well. So it's kind of a double thing on affordability. Higher interest rates, higher prices equal homes being sold for a little bit less than that 100%. So right now in San Diego, we're sitting about 99.3% of list price. As we go into summertime, we usually see more demand, not summer necessarily, but the spring going towards the summer. We should see this number creep up. Now, is it going to stay between these two? Is it going to go dip below here? It's really going to depend on how many buyers are in the market. If it goes well above, if we see this number just like start shooting up, that means a lot more buyers came in the market. There was a lot of people sitting on the sidelines. Maybe interest rates dropped significantly. More buyers in the market equals more demand. but we haven't seen that yet. Yes, prices are going up a little bit. They're pushing up a little bit as far as list to ask price, but we're definitely not seeing this jump that we saw in 2022. We're seeing more of this kind of rise as we did in 2023 and in 2024, peaking out sometime in this middle section of the year. And so going back to here, typical US home is selling for 1.8% less than its asking price. Right here in San Diego, that's 0.7%. So we're not seeing as big of a discount right here in San Diego as nationwide. It's still a little bit more of a strong market. We're seeing a softening, but we're not seeing a huge decline. Next point we're gonna jump into, the typical home that sells is taking 56 days to go under contract, the longest span in nearly 5 years. As we dive into median days on market right here in San Diego, you can see where we're at right now at 32.5. So well below that 56 that is nationwide. And it is dropping pretty quick, which isn't to be unexpected right here. As we go into the latter part of the year, or as we go into that spring market rather, you're gonna continue to see this drop most likely and kind of bottom out sometime in these months over here. So these ones dropped off back in 2024. We kind of got to the bottom in that April, May area. Same thing right in here in 2023. Now, as we're keeping an eye on this, it's just setting expectations with sellers where we're not seeing homes go like back in 2022, like the median days on market was 8 days on market. That's first weekend, put it on, you're going to get a ton of offers. Pricing wasn't as important, even though it was important, not as important. Condition wasn't as important. Location was probably the biggest one that wasn't as important because there was enough buyers out there to take up all the demand. There's also less homes on the market. So that was another story as well, something we're keeping an eye on right here. How many homes are on the market right here in San Diego? We've made past videos if you guys want to go see those. And as we jump into just all the numbers right here in San Diego, it's kind of small up here, but right here, the listing count, total listings, this is for single family homes, townhomes, condos right here in San Diego. There are 4,018 homes on the market right now. Now the high number of days on market is almost 1,800. Could be an anomaly. There's probably only a few of those. Those aren't really pulling it up or down. The low is obviously 0. That is homes that have just hit the market. But right here, average days on market is 49 days on market. That's for everything that is currently on the market. And the median days on market right here is 29 days on market. So this is the homes that are currently on the market, where over here, we're looking at homes that is 32 and a half days, so 33 days that they were on the market and then they ended up selling. So a lot of those 29, as they go closer to the next few days, they'll probably start getting some offers, etc. So as you're a buyer out there and getting educated and figuring out what neighborhoods you want to live in, keep an eye on those specific neighborhoods and keep an eye on these metrics. So how long are homes sitting on the market in those neighborhoods? Are they going off in that first weekend? And second, are they going for well above list, well below list? Are they sitting for a little bit? It's really important to know specifically in your situation because these numbers are all different throughout San Diego and specific neighborhoods, specific locations. Some are really hot right now. Some are a little bit softer. But as a whole, it's important to know what's going on in your specific situation. And for sellers, just setting expectations as far as, okay, we're not in that 2022 mindset anymore where you go price it aggressively. This home sold for $1 million. I'm going to price mine at 1.1. You're probably going to get it. Probably going to get multiple offers. But we have seen that in years past. Right now, like we have a few homes coming on the market right now, and I'll report back to you guys, let you know what's happening because they're all three, well, 2 are in the same price point, but they're all 3 in different areas. So it'd be a good indicator on what's specifically going on in the market. But what we're telling our sellers is, okay, here's what's going on in these specific neighborhoods. Here's what you could expect. Here's the homes that have sold in that neighborhood. Here's the competition as you're pricing. Yeah, we're running all the numbers that are, recently sold 30, 60, 90 days back within that neighborhood. But we're also going around and seeing competition. So what homes are currently on the market? If somebody is looking in this neighborhood, are they also looking in this neighborhood, even though it's outside of the radius that we run comparables in? And here's one other thing to keep an eye on. It's a bit of an anomaly that I was looking through this data right here on what's going on in the San Diego real estate market and the percent of active listings with price drops. They come on the market, maybe they sit for 30 days, 40 days. Now it might be time to adjust the price down. The market is not seeing the value in that. they're seeing the market price is a little bit lower, so it might need a price adjustment. We were out with clients, and we're actually going to go see a property 2 weeks ago, and they were initially listed too high. They had a $100,000 price reduction, still a little bit too high, $100,000 price reduction. At this point, it was on the market for almost 90 days. But during that second price reduction, it did stir up enough buyers out there where it got pending before we even got to see it, like within a day or two of that price reduction. So they were originally priced too high, but you can see this shooting up quite a bit here. This is kind of an anomaly where we're seeing this number jump. It's kind of something to keep eye on, because compared to last year, percent of active listings with the price drop about 6.9% compared to last year was 3.6%. So nearly double of where we were last year. And it's pretty straight up line here, which is kind of odd. So that's something we're going to be keeping an eye on. If we're seeing a ton of homes with price drops, then that could be another sign that we are seeing the market soften right here in San Diego. The third thing they mentioned in this article is that more than half, or 56% of listings, are sitting on the market for at least 60 days without going under contract. Now, that data is not in the Redfin data center where I was showing you those other graphs. So I actually ran it right here for San Diego, and I got the numbers for you right here. Now, in San Diego, homes active, like we showed you, there's 4,018 homes active. There's been 3,071 that have been on the market for less than 60 days. So 59 days or less, there's 76% of homes. So there's only 24% of homes right here in San Diego that have been on the market for more than 60 days. So quite a significant difference than what we're seeing here in that Redfin number. There's also something interesting too. In all the homes, there's another 258 that are coming soon. So those are going to be coming on in the next few weeks. Now there's going to be other actives that aren't in that coming soon category that are going to be coming on. So we are still seeing inventory rise here in San Diego, but it's important to know what's going on with your specific situation. So if you guys are thinking about making a move, whether you're buying or selling, feel free to start that conversation. You could call, text, or email. And if you want our buyer's guide, go check that out. It's popping up right now because we got your back when making the move here in San Diego.